is for you to be independently minded, have a goal, a purpose, a principle-oriented approach to trading, so that way you know what you're doing, when you're going to do it, why you're going to do it, or why you're not going to do it. But a terrible thing occurs in the beginning, is where you waste a lot of time. And that time wasting can be based on following failed logic from failed mentors that don't have the evidence to show what they can anticipate in price action presenting itself in real time in all different time frames, which is why I do a lot of the teaching methodologies that I do. I use a lot of lower time frame charts, so that way there's a lot of examples. There's lots of examples, and it also teaches you to go in and not waste your time burning candlesticks needlessly. Because think about how much time from the very first day you started contemplating being a trader. You would look at these candlesticks on the chart and try to figure out what it means to you, like a scrying mirror. And you're looking at it, trying to get some kind of vision from it. Something's going to materialize, like hieroglyphics suddenly will make sense to you. Maybe you've read books. Maybe you looked at PDF files that's been circulated around the internet. Maybe you've watched YouTube videos from other mentors, other approaches to trading, and you've dabbled, not really made an attempt to trade with it or learn it, but you've dabbled with it, looked around and see, does it really get your gears going? Do you feel inspired by the methodology or the things that would be otherwise taught by the teacher, the method, or whatever it is that you're trying to do in trading? There's a lot of time wasted in the beginning doing those types of things. And unfortunately, that is a needful thing. It is a very, very needful thing. You have to do that. You have to allow yourself some time to figure out what direction you're going to go in. There's going to be lots of those opportunities to follow something that looks.
Check. Yo. What up? Hope you all doing fine today. We're back on YouTube. My fucking microphone is hanging. Hopefully it will stay like this. Okay, gotcha. How are we all doing today, guys? I don't know how long I will be live. I've tried to do an hour, but I'm still kind of sickish. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Voice is kind of raw right now. But yeah, we're live. We live. Last week, Friday, I should have been live, but I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. So, but we're here now, right? So let's make the best of it. Hopefully, we'll have a great new trading week. And let me see who's in the chat. We've got Jared, Marcel. I will check my DM on Discord. Yeah, sure. I will check it after the stream. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you, man. No, not really. A little bit though. But I haven't even looked at the charts up until I'm live right now. So that's how much I'm not looking at the charts today. And if you look at Friday, I think we dodged the bullet Friday. If I look at this, like if we stream this is terrible. Like one big pump up, then a drop, and then look at GBP USD. Wow, it's like a barcode, right? So I think we dodged the bullet on Friday. This is the thing, I'm always sick or on vacation when price action is at its worst. It's no cap. It's literally every time I'm away. I'm not saying I have something to do with price action, right? But just coincidence, I guess. What up, Mastery? Tiago, how are you doing? OTZ, I know you from the group. Familiar names. Just X script. What up, X script? How are you doing? Is the edge decay a thing or what? I saw a lot of people start trading the same strategy. Does it cause the edge to not work anymore? No. This is the last stream as well. Somebody asked this. This is not true. You have to think about the market in specific cycles, right? So your strategy will not perform the same every single month, right? And you have to determine when to sit out and when to engage with that edge you are currently working with, right? So like I said last week, if you look at the Euro USD, for example, I go to the 4-hour, my edge was not here, right? So I had to almost sit on my hands for the entire month of August because there was nothing to trade here, right? If you can identify just to sit out, and if you're impatient and you cannot sit out, you're a gambler, or you need to find another strategy where you can trade this kind of price action, right? But I like to trade when we have like clear expansion phases, retracements, expansions, engineered liquidity, drop with a news release, right? All that kind of stuff. I like that. For today, for example, I don't know where price will go. I can frame both sides. Daily looks like we want to trade higher, but then again, we're not really reacting from this daily fair value gap. It's Monday, start of the week as well. The body is still not closing above this OB here as well as this up close candle. So there's still a possibility that it can go bearish, right? That's why I want to see today close first before I make a decision, right? There's nothing really here for the daily to go into, right? For a key level. So that's why if it does close like down here, for example, it might as well just go for the gap down here, right? That's why I want to wait. That's why I want to wait. And DXY, same thing. It's not bearish order flow currently. It's still in bullish order flow. There's a lot of equal highs here as well, right? So we don't want to engage too early in the week because we think, oh, it's in a bearish fair value gap and we have a CSDOB, but this is not a good CSDOB, right? Because this doesn't make sense, right? So ideally, we wait for today. If this starts to close below here, for example, we can look for shorts down into these lows down here, right? If we start to close bullish, right, we can start to look for these highs. It's kind of difficult because look at this, right? How many times do you see this, right? You have equal highs over here and we have equal lows down here. Now, which one is going to gravitate? Which one is price going to gravitate to first, right? That's the question. And the answer is I don't know, right? That's why I wait for structure and I'm not too early. I'm not going to trade in the middle of the range here, right? I'm going to wait and see what it does after today. Welcome, Jared. How are we doing? Hello, world. Yazin Sheikh. I'm good. I'm good. Harsh Arts. What up? What up? Why do you have like a... You have like a... In the YouTube chat, you have like a gray box and a how the fuck is the English word? I don't know. Why Harsh Arts? Why is your username with a gray box? What is this? I'm not too much on YouTube, so I don't really know. But let me take a sip of my tea because my throat fucking hurts. And you might be wondering, why the hell is this bald dude wearing a cap? Well, I have not shaved my head in like 7 days. So we cannot expose what's on top of there right now. We cannot. I can't remove the cap. It's too dangerous. Like you can see it on the sides, right? It starts to creep up, and then oh my god, no, I can't. So let's focus on candlesticks. Oh, a check mark, yeah, check mark. That's the English word. Why do you have a blue name and a wrench next to it? You're a moderator? Did I appoint you as a moderator? Man, I'm so confused. Maybe I'm hallucinating. I don't know. Anyway, we can start to look at what is price gonna do. What do we want to wait for, right? So today, we don't want to engage, or at least I don't want to engage, because there's two scenarios I can wait for, right? Either we do this, right, and then this would be perfect, right? If Asia session is here, we should have SMT on the highs as well, right? Because look at GU, for example. This is just an abomination. And then EU took out all these lows, right? So there's SMT on the lows, which means there's SMT on the highs on DXY as well, right? So this is one scenario. Or price starts to displace up, right? And then it forms a new range. And then if Asia is like this, then we can look for something like this, right? A drop into discount and then a continuation into the equal highs. That's just as simple as that. Like we don't have to engage today. We can chill out. We can wait for information. Now let's say price expands all the way to the highs in one single day on a Monday. Then yeah, the obvious draw is gone, right? And sometimes it's just like that, right? He's a verified content. Oh, you're NYBB. My bad, bro. Your username is different, right? Of course I know you, my brother man. My brother man. Watch NASDAQ, watch NASDAQ, watch NASDAQ, watch NASDAQ, watch NASDAQ, watch NASDAQ. Everybody, come on, type it. Watch NASDAQ. Surely I'm gonna watch NASDAQ. I need to see it 5 more times. Then I'm gonna watch NASDAQ. What about EU? Right? Let's go to EU. Let's go to EU. I still want to see it go higher, but there's no indication right now that there's structure to go higher, right? Because we're on sell side of the curve. So unless there's an indication it goes into buy side of the curve, I'm not looking for these highs. When we need structure, right? Just like I said on DXY. There's no structure yet for lower on DXY, so we can't look for lower. Okay, let's watch NASDAQ. I think somebody wants to watch NASDAQ. Okay, let me remove everything. See what's cooking over here. Oh shit. Well, this looks pretty decent for lower, I'm not gonna lie. Like SMT on the highs as well here. So this gap stays open. Right, we have SMT over here. We have a displacement. We did purge this low already though, but 4 hour looks pretty good for lower. I think we return back to premium as well on this range. Yep. Yeah, so yeah, this looks pretty good for lower, I'm not gonna lie. Getting in right now though is kind of difficult because it's below an old low. And we have the open in a couple of minutes. So let's refine what we're looking at. And this just looks like it's gonna straight dump with the open, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the draw should be into the lows. Yeah, bro, spamming watch NASDAQ. Oh my lord. Don't be impatient, my friend. If you're impatient when trading, it's not gonna be working out. Gonna have a bad time. Let's look at the bonds. What are the bonds doing right now? Ah, yes. Absolute hookery in this range here. So, looks like it wants to trade lower though. Into this low. This would make sense, honestly, if we can do something like this. And then I would prefer to see it higher, obviously. And this looks like a pretty decent. Yeah, this looks pretty decent. If we can have something like this week, or the next 2 weeks actually, right? Take out this low and then continue up higher. That would make sense for euro to go higher as well. But unfortunately, the weekly on the euro looks kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie. You really have to take it day by day. If there's no clear direction for the next daily candle, you better off just waiting it out. Right? So no rush. And this is currently in bearish order flow, so there's no buys. Euro GBP is bearish. That's why GBP USD looks like this currently. It's just one big mess, right? Not something I wanna play around with. I think DXY go higher because of rate cut probability. That is possible, yeah. Wouldn't the time be good for the 4-hour on Euro USD with the 4 liquidity right above the 4-hour BC in discount? Let's take a look at that. What wouldn't the time be good for the 4-hour on Euro USD? No, it's not good because should have had this. It should have displaced already from here, right? So now we just, this is the thing with the time frame alignment model works best. I mean, I guess it could work here, but it's at the start of the week. That's the thing. You have to take in account as well. Like you want to have time frame alignment model with a daily, you couple it up with a daily profile and being in the right day of the week as well, right? So the daily profile, you need to ideally have a classic buy day or a classic sell day, which is not this profile currently, right? Because we already went above daily opening price. We want to see the opposite, right? We want to see it go below daily opening price during London and then take out lows and then displays up higher. And then you can trade a New York session continuation. But right now, if it does trade higher, we have a London swing to a New York reversal profile, which is not what you use time frame alignment model for. But you can trade continuation, obviously. But then you require market structure and CSDs, right? You need a CSD OB. That's important. Hold on, I'm getting a text. I was just at the doctor as well. Need to get my shit checked out. Oh, man. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Which bonds do you look at? All of them, 30, 10, and 5. But if I will always go with the structure that DXY is presenting itself, even though if the bonds aren't aligning with it, right? Because DXY that's what we want to trade, right? This is what moves. If they are in line, there's going to be a low resistance liquidity run, right? So then the price gets delivered more smoothly. But you can still trade it, honestly. Even if they go opposite direction. But the smooth moves happen when they are in sync. And it's inversely correlated, right? What's the time in the Netherlands? It's 3:33 p.m. Why do we use bonds? Because of the correlation between the dollar and the yield. Typically, when the bonds go higher, dollar goes lower, right? Accomishable, you the man, Tom. Thank you, man. I'm a small man right now. I'm not feeling too good, but thank you, sir. Are we seeing gold at all-time highs this year? Are we? Oh, if you guys go back into the analysis I did last week, I think we talked about this. I think, yeah, it was on 10th of November. We talked about this gap, and I said this would be the draw for the week, and I think it will drop from here, right? Because we have I think we have an AMD here. We have this because we expanded, reversed, then started to consolidate. This should be manipulation into a key level and then distribution lower. I think we go lower, honestly. I'm not convinced about higher yet, but it's the start of the week, obviously, so we can still retrace higher. But I still think we should go lower, honestly. I don't think we're going to see all-time highs, at least this week. I could be wrong, obviously, but this is what I'm... If I look at the market cycles, that's what makes most sense to me right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's because the one concern I'm having for another push higher up here is that if we take, because we have an actual swing high formed right now, is that we did not go to discount on the weekly range, right? That's the only issue why I'm not confident that we're going to go higher from this bullish fair value gap right now, right? Obviously, it can still happen. It can still go higher without going into discount on the weekly, but then you wait for structure confirming it. And what do you wait for? You wait for an inversion of a 4-hour gap, or ideally closure above this 2 up close candles, right? That's what I would wait for then. But I'm thinking this gap, if it trades back into it, it's gonna sell off from there. Silver did touch discount. Well, that could be the cracking correlation, right? So if you look at silver, last swing, I mean, it's barely. If we take this one, not, but this is the swing. I think we can count this one as well. I would say, yeah, this could be the only reason why gold might not drop then, but I don't, we need confirmation, right? It's pretty tricky to look for buys after a big displacement and then it goes sideways, right? So definitely would wait for confirmation. So what are they cooking on NASDAQ? Let's see. Okay, so we had the open, right? So it pushes up. Yeah, I would wait to see what it does in premium. The way I trade, right? I'd like to do this. Like if it's in bearish order flow and it does this, then it takes out a low here, right? And then it makes another high. I need to see this first, and then I will trade the next leg, right? So I don't trade this, so I wouldn't be a buyer here because I think it's too risky, right? Then I would use the next range where it displaces out of it, right? And that's the range I would trade, right? So if this starts to push up and starts to close above here, for example, there is a new range formed for higher, right? If it touches premium and starts to displace lower again, I would definitely go for like the lows down here. That's the only two scenarios I see here. Weekly DXY looks bullish to me, at least for another step into the wick that swept the high. Gonna stay bullish until it loses that weekly fair value gap. I mean, yeah, currently it's still bullish, right? So can't go against this order flow here. Also started to close above here, right? I don't think there's news tomorrow. No, so we have some Canadian dollars news, but I don't trade that. No high impact news, only a orange folder, which is not interest. Oh wait, I'm looking at a Monday. So we have an orange folder. We had an orange folder today. I'm looking at Monday. Tuesday we have nothing, right? Then Wednesday we have GBP, CPI, and FOMC meeting minutes, which is, you can just trade that, right? Meeting minutes is not the same as FOMC statement. So that's definitely just tradable. No crazy stuff is gonna happen then. And then Thursday we have unemployment. Wait, do we have NFP this week? No, but we do have. Do we have NFP on Thursday? Wait. They are releasing NFP on Thursday and we have PMI on Friday. Wait, that's... What the hell? Okay. I mean, yeah. I guess so. We have NFP again. Right? It took a while. Only, I think almost 2 months we have not had NFP. Wow. Well, that's definitely gonna change some stuff, right? DXY and gold are back to being sort of correlated lately, so the higher DXY could mean lower gold. Yeah, I agree. 17 talks. How is it going? I'm doing okay. Thank you. NASDAQ traders, watch out for Wednesday. There's Nvidia earnings. Oh yeah, definitely watch out for that. Yeah, Nvidia earnings is not something you want to play with. There's gonna be hella volatility for NASDAQ. Yeah, so this looks pretty, like if it keeps doing this, what it is doing right now on DXY, it's going to be pretty easy tomorrow, right? If it doesn't take out everything today, yeah, it should be just a clean buy day tomorrow as well. There's a fair value gap above, right? So that would be the initial draw. That looks pretty clean actually. Depends on closure today. Because we might push up right now with New York session, right? And then I open up the charts before the candle closes and price might be down here, right? I don't know. By the looks of it, it probably won't do that. So it's gonna be easy drawing into this gap here. But yeah, it's still best to wait. For me, at least. What's the indicator for a daily opening? I do it manually. Look, I can remove it. I draw everything manually. I don't use indicators, only the ADR indicator, so I know what the average daily range is. That's literally the only one. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty. This is gonna be pretty good. Can keep expanding. We have something to work with. Hopefully we can wrap up this month properly. In these few minutes I learned a lot, honestly. Thanks a lot. My pleasure, sir. Thanks for joining and hopefully it's insightful. Hello, Mr. Tugan. Hello, Vincent Renato. What up, man? Get confused to trade EU or GU? I look at DXY, then I see some good setup on any of the pair. Would you recommend trade one pair or always anything you would say second is bonds? Important to see. Analyze Euro GBP. If you can have a clear draw on this asset, let's say this looks, let's say I'm saying my draw is bearish, right? Let's say I'm looking for these lows, right? Which means the pound is stronger than the euro. If you do not know where this is going, always go with Euro USD, right? Euro USD is a bigger percentage of DXY, but if it's very clean and you're confident it's gonna drop, and DXY is pushing up, obviously keep selling euro and not the pound, right? The pound will be like this. It's gonna consolidate. It's gonna be slow and lethargic. It's gonna, because of the relative strength, right? It's gonna be way more difficult to sell this. So then you stick with the euro. Now let's say Euro GBP is extremely bullish, right? Like it was over here. You don't wanna look for buys on GBP USD, right? Because it's just gonna drop while euro stays in a range, right? So always be aware what Euro GBP is doing, and if you don't know, then you go with Euro USD. Accidentally traded through Amazon earnings the other day. Very tough price action, and my profits were erased in 2 1-minute candles. Oh yeah, that's. I think we probably all have that happen once in our life. That we're unaware of a news release, right? And then it just hits, and then you get hit. You know? Yeah, that's fucked up. Totally get it. Can we purge this high here? It's going to be interesting to see where this closes, because honestly, I can see it go higher from this gap here after taking out a low, but it depends on how the 4 hour starts closing, right? Today is the decider if we're actually gonna push through this fair value gap or we're gonna drop, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I don't like NASDAQ price action at all. I don't ever look at it unless it is requested. Could you show the ADR indicator and how it works? Yeah. So you go to indicators, then you type in ICT ADR. Then you have the 5-day 5-day ADR ICT intraday tracker by Bryce WH. If that's on your chart, you can actually see how far it is. How can I? So over here it's at 52%, so it means the daily candle here is 52% of what a normal daily sized candle is, right? So there's room for movement. Let's say it's over 80 or 90% and you're still looking for a trade in your favorite direction. Let's say it's bullish, right? And it's at 90% ADR. You don't really want to look for any more because it's probably not going to push a lot further than that high. So then it's better to wait for the next day. That's how I use it. Or if you're unsure where to partial or when to close your trade after it keeps expanding and is above and high, let's say it takes out this high, right? And it's at 60% ADR. You can be confident that it's going to push a lot further than just at this high, right? So that's you gotta think about the daily candle. How far can it reach? You're already in an EU short. Good luck, man. Looks pretty good. Should be good. I'm gonna wait for today. Okay. I want to see how it reacts. If it takes out this low and it starts to pump up higher, right? It's still possible it's gonna go bullish, but again, I have to wait for today. I'm not too confident right now. Right. Go back to NASDAQ. NASDAQ looks pretty strong right now. Let's look at the others. It's probably gonna go for this high. Is there a YouTube videos posting comeback? Probably next year, yeah. Probably next year. I got a lot of stuff going on in real life. And YouTube is for me a hobby, right? So it has to be fun. If I don't feel like making a video, it's not gonna be fun, and I don't think I can give like quality content, and I don't want to just put out something because I have to put out something, right? Do you believe in Jesus? No, man, I'm not religious. You can believe whatever you want. I am not religious. I gotta be honest though, I start praying when I'm in drawdown, so maybe then I'm religious, but maybe everybody starts praying when they are in drawdown. Please, I will better myself when you just go back to my break even and I will close. I will close when I'm break even, and then the fucking trade is at break even and you don't close. I know you do this. I know you guys do this. You're like, oh shit, if it just comes back to break even, I'm not gonna close it. And then it's at break even, and you're not closing it because you're, oh shit, it's back at break even. It's probably gonna go my way now, and then it reverses again, and then you're gonna smash your head against the wall because you're an idiot. It's a really, really bad habit. Either you accept your stop loss or you are gambling. We don't hope the trade goes in our way. We execute on a system, and if the system is good, there's no need for hoping. There's just execution and management. Hey, I came here to learn, not to get called out like that. I know most of you guys do this. I have done it as well at the start of trading. I have done it as well. Everybody does it, but get rid of it. It's not productive at all. Oh, man. think I can do like 10 more minutes. I'm feeling kind of raw right now. Kind of raw. Any Bitcoin bag holders? Oh shit. Wow, yeah, we talked about this last week, right? Last week, Monday. If it goes bullish, it goes bullish from this area here. So we did have a big drop last week. So that is, for the crypto guys, something to watch out for, right? Mr. Tuchan, that video you did with T-Trades last year, ever since that day, I view price in a different perspective. Here is your flowers. You are the best. Thank you, man. I love these messages. Gives me good motivation, right? Love see other people winning. If you identify other people who start hating when you're losing, cut those people out immediately. They are not productive. You want to surround yourself with people who want to lift others up and be productive and reach for higher ceilings, right? And for example, if you, let's say you post a trade on Twitter and it was a loss, and then somebody who never posts anything on your post doesn't even follow you and starts saying, oh yeah, I won and you lost, or you should have done this. And those people are the worst. Like, come on, man. How old are you? Good night, Tom. I mean, it's afternoon for me. But good night, sir. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what price does after today. Because like I said, it looks like it's pushing up, but you never know where it starts closing at the end of the day, right? If it closes all the way down here, you guys know there's two scenarios here. So we have to wait. FXPA is always messy. Indices are better, to be honest. I will present Exhibit A. Okay, here it comes. Where was it? This week. You're not telling me this week? This week? No, sir. The week of 13th of October. This week was not good. This week was not good. No, 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 sir. That's Exhibit A. Exhibit B. What the hell is going on over here? Right? Right now it looks better, yeah. I agree. Right now it looks a lot better. So I will give you that. What's your advice if you're in deep drawdown? Listen, if you're in deep drawdown, right? First of all, you're consistently doing something wrong. It can be either your edge is not working, right? That could be one. Then you shouldn't be looking to trade funded accounts or anything. So you need to go back to the drawing board. Or your risk management is shit, right? So if you keep touching your trades while you're in the trade, or you risk 1% this time and I'm gonna risk 2% that time, and then another trade I'm risking 0.25% because why not? You know, I can make back my loss. This is also something that fucks up your drawdown so hard, right? You really have to be strict with static risk. And if you're a drawdown, you lower the risk, but keep it static. You don't go from 0.25% to 0.7 to 1.5 to 0.6. It screws up the risk to reward versus win rate, right? Hopefully you are journaling, right? If you're not journaling, you cannot identify what is going wrong, because there's always a pattern you can recognize when you're in drawdown. You're doing this probably the same mistake, and it's either the technical analysis part or the risk management part. And a lot of people are pretty good in analyzing the charts, but they suck as traders because they don't know how to manage their risk accordingly. They don't know when to sit on their hands, right? That's also risk management. If not trading is also trading. So definitely go through your journal and look through that. We want to trade UJ, USD, CHF, UCAD. We gotta choose that one, right? The same direction as DXY. Oh, well, they're all correlated to the dollar, so yes, but they're less correlated than Euro USD. Euro USD is like 57% of DXY. The rest of them are like 10%, 8%, 15%, right? Low percentages of the DXY basket. But yeah, if it's a very, very strong bullish price action on DXY, for example, USD CAD will go higher, USD CHF will go higher, right? All those assets, they will follow along. But if it's slow, but still going up, USD CHF can still go down, right? Because it's not that highly correlated to DXY. I miss you, OT. I miss you too, ZM. I miss you too, man. How to stop overtrading? Well, if you have a working system and you follow the process of developing it, testing it properly, so focusing on the process, you shouldn't be overtrading. You know when to execute and when not to execute. So either you didn't follow the process and you're trying to go too fast, right? And if you have a working edge and you keep overtrading, there's no way you can overtrade with the edge. It doesn't present itself 16 times in a single day, right? So if you do that, you're still just, you need to do more exercises to keep yourself in line. And probably it reflects from your day-to-day life as well, right? If you're in your day-to-day life, you're not disciplined, right? Let's say you always sleep in, right? You wake up whenever, or you have something to do and you're like, nah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Tomorrow I can do it as well, right? You're procrastinating constantly. It will reflect in everything you do in trading. The trading is really, you find all the flaws within yourself and you need to work on those. Would you please make a video on London delaying protraction? I don't think I will, but I don't know what I would talk about. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. From where you can check much one pair is correlated to the other. You can Google DXY basket, for example, and then you can see how much correlation there is. Okay, guys, I'm fucking raw as shit in my throat, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Sorry for the short stream. Hopefully you guys know, or just guys stay patient for today. I know what I'm waiting for. Yeah, well, I will be back on Friday. Hopefully, I'm convinced I should be better on Friday. But yeah, I will see you guys on Friday. Make sure to hit the like button so I get better. I get better if you hit the like button, right? But no, thank you guys for joining. Either way, just for the short stream, and yeah, I will see you guys on Friday.